Okay, so I'm trying to very quickly get one of these videos done before I lose the daylight here. I'm at my parents' place in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and I've been here for a few days for the holidays. It's Sunday, and I am heading back to New York tomorrow, but I'm going to go see a friend in Boston for the night. But I just wanted to give a quick update, and I think that the first thing is that I am starting to feel a little better. The bronchitis is cleared. The cough is definitely gone. And I'm just finishing up. I think tomorrow I finish up my 4th cycle of the cancer treatments, and as I said before, we're very close to getting to remission, which is a good thing. And that means that the cancer is down to very low levels in my blood. The only way to prove that the cancer is gone or nearly gone in my bone marrow is to actually go into the bone marrow. So I'll need to get another bone marrow biopsy, which for anyone who's ever had one is not a pleasant experience, but I'm going to videotape it this time, and it should be quite interesting. Because normally I can't see it. I'm lying on my stomach and they're jabbing me in the ass. So it'll be interesting to have someone film it and see what that looks like. Although, you know what? The hospital legal department has been getting on my doctor's back, I believe. So we're going to have to see how this whole videotaping thing goes. And I may have a lot to rant about, because the only person's privacy is being violated is mine throughout this whole video process, but that's neither here nor there. I am feeling a little bit stronger. I've had some questions recently, about how things are going. I think that's probably one of the real misconceptions of the cancer treatment, prognosis, and all of that stuff. It's very difficult for people to understand who aren't involved. And I'm trying to explain that to people through the videos and also through, when I speak to them. But yes, my back has been fixed. The vertebrae is no longer broken or cracked, fractured, whatever you'd like to call it. It's no longer compromised, but there is an inherent bone pain that comes along with multiple myeloma, which can be the result of, a fractured vertebrae or just pain in the bones in general, because it's a bone disease. So the pain that comes along with it isn't always necessarily part of, a broken bone or something. And this pain can go on for months and months and months and years. There are some folks that who've been in remission. I know that there's this one guy who's being treated by my doctors who's been in remission for 18 years, and he's still on pain medication. So this isn't a quick fix kind of thing. As I said, cancer levels are getting better. I will find out for sure what the latest numbers are early this week. I'm also gearing up for a trip to Paris actually next week. Sorry, still got a little of the sweat going on. Pretty excited about that trip to Paris with my friend Brian. As I said, the holiday here was really nice with my family. And right now, we're in this interesting transition where the cancer is getting to very low levels, and we're starting to look at the next step. And the next step, of course, is the transplant, which I'm going to do after the holidays, probably in mid-January. So I have to keep taking the meds till then. And then once we get to that transplant business, it's going to be intense. You'll see, because I'll be taping it all, but it's going to be quite the experience, from getting chemo and hair falling out to injecting myself with growth factor to help reproduce the stem cells before the transplant, to the actual transplant itself, to the recovery from the transplant. It's going to be pretty intense, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool video project as well. I also wanted to, just today I got another letter from a couple, but the guy, I think his name was Bob. I apologize for the name if I've gotten it wrong. But he's also got multiple myeloma and talked about, the sweats and that sort of thing. And, I've been really amazed and inspired and encouraged by a lot of folks who are either going through multiple myeloma themselves or who have a family member, loved one who is going through it. And it's been a really amazing experience. I had no idea that people were going to respond to these videos like they have, complete strangers. And so I think the focus of the videos may actually change a little bit toward other people who are going through this, as opposed to just having video updates from my family and friends. I think that these videos may be more helpful to folks who don't know what to expect, and if there's anything I can do to help ease with that transition, it's exactly what I want to do. I've also contacted the National Institute for Cancer, I believe it's called, and I'm going to be trying to work with some kids in the hospitals in New York, which, again, the experience that I've gone through for the past few months has been absolutely frightening, and that's as a guy in his 30s. I can't imagine what it's like for kids, teenagers or preteens, and if there's anything that I can do, to help them as well, would be probably the best thing I could bring out of this whole experience. So if any of you people want to join me, I'm going to be setting some things up. Also going to try to do a fundraiser, if at all possible, before the holiday, maybe around Christmas time, to have a party at a club, have cover charge, and try to raise some money for the disease. I know it won't be much, but again, anything that we can do to help out. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting a little bit better. I feel like things are going the way I want them to. And in this transition between, the oral treatments and the transplant, I feel strong enough to be able to hopefully do some things in the 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks in between. And then once I recover from the transplant, I don't plan on dropping the ball either. This has made a really huge impact on my life, and it's been quite an eye-opening experience. And just having gone through it, I think is something that's valuable to folks who haven't. And I hope the other people feel that way too. It's always nice to have someone who knows where you're coming from. And, that's part of the other thing, is I have been frustrated because there are a lot of folks, my friends and my family haven't really gone through this. I did have an uncle, Ronnie, who did die from cancer. That was a very, very quick experience. I think it was 2 months. And unfortunately he died. So these are all, this is new to a lot of people, and it has been extremely frustrating to me because it's hard to get people to understand what I'm going through, what I'm talking about. There's no real fault there, other than the fact that, there have been some people who have been quite distant and haven't really reached out to me, despite the fact that I've been announcing that I've been ill for months. But